Sarafina.
Okay. Well, a very good morning, Namibia. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful Friday morning. We are coming to you live from the Kunene region in Opuo at the Kunene Regional Council for the State of the Region address that, of course, we will be tabling a lot in terms of what has been experienced, the achievements, and as well as the challenges and the future plans of the Kunene region. Now, of course, we are about to witness what it is going to be the last State of the Region address by the youngest governor in the country, that is Governor Marius Sheya. And of course, all things are moving steady and ready, of course, to witness that in a short while. But before we head into that, of course, we just want to welcome you to this morning's program. And of course, for all of those that are joining us, it's not only on or live on NBC TV, but of course on our online platforms as well, on YouTube, that is at NBC Digital, and of course for those who are also watching us live on the NBC Plus app. Now, this morning, the State of the Region address serves as a very crucial platform for transparency and accountability, and it allows regional leaders to present their accomplishments, detailing that is the progress in areas such as infrastructure development, healthcare, education, and economic empowerment. Now, by highlighting these achievements, the address also fosters a sense of trust and confidence among the citizens, showcasing a tangible benefit of government initiatives. Now, to help us unpack what we can expect from the governor's speech, of course, we are joined this morning by Legend Kavari, who is a youth chairperson of NANSO in the Kunene region, and also joined by Sarafina Costa, who is the secretary to the CEO of the Opuo Town Council and resident, of course, of the Opuo Town. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
Absolute pleasure to have you. I always like to ask this question, of course. Kunene region is a region that, of course, is rich with a lot of resources and that has so much. How would you, Legend, welcome someone who has never visited the Kunene region? How would you introduce Kunene region to someone who has never visited it?
Thank you very much for the opportunity, obviously. Welcoming somebody from this, I normally refer it as the Great Kunene.
That's right.
Yeah, so normally welcoming it from somebody who haven't visited this region, I would be very proud to describe the beauty of the region in terms of resources, in terms of natural resources that the region has, in terms of level of attraction of tourists. We talk about the waterfalls that the region have. We talk about the Pupa waterfall and many other resources that the region has.
That's right.
Yeah. So welcoming, it would be a great context to have a chance to welcome somebody who had never visited the region.
Absolutely. How about you, Ms. Afrina? How would you introduce someone to Opuo, not even really the Kunene region, but Opuo in essence? Yeah?
Yes. Thank you for the chance. Good morning, viewers. I would welcome any visitor that comes to Opuo. I think he already mentioned one of our strongest value. Right. We are vast in culture. You find every culture in Opuo, over Himba, over Themba. You can mention a few. I think that is something special that we have, as well as the tourism sector, whereby a lot of people come in and they have to see a little bit of a difference from where they are coming from.
That's right.
Something else I would show them is, oh my God.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, now before we get into that, now we're going to be, of course, talking about the expectations of what this State of the Region address is going to be bringing us. But of course, first, we of course took to the streets to talk to the residents of the Opuo town, and in essence, of course, just the residents of the Kunene region, just to hear their voices in terms of the expectations, the challenges they face, and of course, also the improvements that they would like to see in the region as far as the State of the Region address is concerned. So let's take a listen to the voices of those that are living here in the Kunene region.
I've talked a development in Opuo, and so far it's good for me. But all I want for you guys to improve is on education system. Because nowadays I can see schools now, some of them they're even not having hostels. Kids are standing outside for the dining hall. So now I want us to focus more on education, because education, it's it's a future for our learners. So I want us to concentrate more on education and give education system more attention. And secondly, I even want us to check on the health sector in Kunene region. I think having one hospital in Kunene region is not, or in Opuo, it's not enough, because the population of Opuo is growing each and every day. So at least I'm asking for you guys even to open for us a clinic even in Katutura or a nearby hospital.
Omekurithiro ehepwa. Makurithiro ehepwa Kinene momunda wa mahongero. Mahongero ka kaonja na wa Kinene ka kaonja etendu na Kinene. Ndakudo wana ne horomende vetho kuya Kinene popedu no doskole okulianga kumuna toko hakaena no bature.
Opuo, it's a nice town, but there's no development. There's no school, especially IUM. You have to go to Oshakati, and there's only two Costek. We have to go. Costek is just having two courses: hospitality and office. So we want OUM so that we can make even our education. There's no even there's no a mall where can you shopping. Everything is just going to Oshakati.
Ai megulithiro ngea morukondwa gundeka muno megulithiro manene kinene mundo chethera kokuja mumo megulithiro ngoje banga kucheka mu kirongo po morukondwa ongo bikunino kokujo ibikiwana kiene no kuli batero kuli mobiri alu morwebero mbula chiaroko
echethero clinica ori no skole mena kujavi mo virongo etu muno dongeam ojo bechiwa banachechi mabethuko kure vitoro vihena maukarangari morukuruka emo odo hautonderi monde nuka de muniko ungundi ojo mundo jojo dera uja pekaro o clinica mena uja kuno virongo yaro kombanda njo mavia po chirongo mbwari epu vyandere okuyaruka
o munda juna mboetu mbwe Kinene tumuna njo biskara para mbiskara pokwenda no kukotoka pothia penu umba mbutumuna mimbumbi muna pokati ko ombo mbona jogongo mbembo chiri podama pehe pote apupekaro maumba do hauto ya pupwa ya chitivi kako ya tonmo me akabeta momuti amejine no kaude ukumbina koko china chimbimona
omegurithiro ngume vanga ekure muyogo tumevanga kuyombero yo education anjiri kokori hasa yego chikopuo mena yo puo jiro jihuro hongora cha Kunene omitiri duga mundo kutunongo de pakano ka simbela moto no manda hamonka diro rijatano china jarwe o do stora mopua kamuno do stora mwangura ndo mbanda chimwe dieto shopping mall ndari re imwe matu jandondo uriri
ye muna obitawa katunayo ndajimbi kwa mugenda kwa ngati muino kuti kuno hinga auto yenye kwa ngati no koto mara chinga auto ya banda kama mbwa makana na tresika mekujangerera mbero auto
oteya matu hebotea kuyeduka kuno teya tuno hebeo mia hatuno mia tumono udhe une okukateka mobonjombo ko hatu ire mobonjombo kakuno mia toto nyata nawe kakuno sikole kakuno jibangira.
That's right, these people have spoken. The residents of the Kunene region, of course, just tabling what it is that they feel needs to be improved as far as the challenges they've experienced for the time that they've stayed here. And of course, in terms of what exactly they hope to be seeing to be improved in the Kunene region. They have mentioned a lot of things apart from roads, the education, of course, sanitary services as well, as far as education in terms of the schools and the poor results that, of course, have been showcased in the recent results that have been, of course, released. And now also hoping that needs to be an area that needs to be strengthened. But for you just to get a taste of what, of course, you can expect today, of course, is the State of the Region address here in the Kunene region. We are now just going to take you to see, of course, a glimpse of what you can expect in the chambers of the governor, just to see how the preparations are, of course, going underway. We are still here to give you a pre-analysis of what is going to be happening. Right there, you can see the governor of the Kunene region, of course, anticipating or waiting rather to get the go-ahead for him to table the State of the Region address. But before we get to that part, we'll just quickly have a small discussion just to hear your takes of the expectations. Let me start with you, Sarafina. Your expectations of what the governor perhaps is going to be pondering on in the State of the Region address.
Thank you. My expectation as a youth of this great region, I would say that I have heard and have experienced the challenges we face with the recreational facilities, such as sports stadiums, that brings the youth together, that keeps the youth away from bars and alcohol and drugs abuse. I think that is one thing that I'm expecting to hear from the governor, what they have done in that direction, as well as institutions of higher learning, not to say just examination centers in Kunene region. We want to see infrastructures such as UNAM and IUM and NAST being built in Kunene region to allow our youth to attend university in the region without suffering in Windhoek and all those other challenges involved, as well as what their regional heads are doing to assist the youth of the region in terms of educational fees, to maintain themselves in Windhoek, wherever they find themselves.
Absolutely. Yeah. Education was just one crucial topic, or rather a subject that was just touched on by the residents that we just heard on a while ago. And of course, you also serve as chairperson of the youth and also the National Students Organization in the country. What is your take or expectations as far as education is concerned, to also, for the governor perhaps to also touch on as he gives the State of the Region address?
Thank you very much for the question. Education is really a broad context, and we as student leaders, we expect much on that from the governor's regional address. So basically, under education, as it was already also spoken by Madam Sarafina on the availability of tertiary education within the region. So it also becomes a significant barrier within the region. So we also would want to understand what the regional leadership has done to ensure the improvement in the performance of the learners within the region. We are talking about the region being the most last performing region within the country. What has the regional leadership has done in terms of this? We are talking about failure rate within the region, which is also caused by various factors. What has been put in place to address these factors in terms of resources within the schools that are needed, digital inclusivity within the schools, talking about schools in urban areas. So as I said, the education is also a broader context to discuss on it, but we really expect more on that to understand what the regional leadership has done on that. But also, moreover, adding to the health services again, we want to understand what the regional leadership has done to ensure that the health services reaches the people as far as rural areas. Talking about road infrastructures, as the indigenous people are talking also, poverty eradication, distribution of food, and all this.
All right. We now have it on the Good Authority, of course, that the governor is ready to give us the State of the Region address of the Kunene region for this financial year 2024. Governor, it's over to you.
Honorable Governor Marius, Sheya of Kunene Region, Honorable Regional Councillors, Commissioner of Police in the region, the mayors of various towns in Kunene, local authority councillors, traditional authorities present,